Winter Major marked fish. They've got themselves a rich vein of form, but they've done it once, they've done it twice. The question is now, can they do it thrice? It's into our grand finals for the Spring Open.
It's the grand finals, and as Team Secret, coming from the lower bracket, would have to win twice on the trotty against Crew. Let's not forget that one, Relic. But Crew, twice the winner in the past now, both times on a Champions Field. In a reverse sweep in the Winter Major, now in a, not in a reverse sweep, but equally as epic series in that upper bracket final. The stage has been set beautifully. The table has been brought out. Silverware on it as well. And now the main course to be served. And that one is served by Knight.
We eating good. We eating very good, but Crew not exactly defending good, sadly. A lot of stumbling, a lot of fumbling, and ultimately Team Secret weaving their way through to score the opening goal of the series. To be fair, they got closest to scoring the opening goal within the first minute of the last series that these two encountered each other in. However, it was Crew that ultimately blew them out of the water as the game went on. Good to see Secret not repeating the same mistakes.
Secret definitely, for the way that they like to approach the game, for the way that Secret like to play here, an opening goal against Crew is absolutely critical, but Crew will respond in turn. It's Brad, the man that cannot miss, with a beautiful equalizer.
I mean, KV1 goes for it, and everyone's like, and they don't know what to do because the momentum is already behind him mid-air. A fantastic drive, and ultimately a nice nerve settler for Crew. They're a little bit cold, I imagine, coming into this particular grand final. Team Secret, they're off the back of a win, a pretty dominant win against Error at that. So they're the ones in form at the moment. Crew need to work their way into this series now. Okay, they conceded once, but they got themselves back on level terms. Can they go ahead now and find that go-ahead goal?
And they find it. Both teams obviously know what is at stake, and both teams knowing each other inside out. It's going to be the minute details of execution where differences will be found, as Drops has already taken to the skies again. This time, KV1 making contact with this aerial challenge. He's learned from his previous, well, not mistake, but a slight mishap when he let Brad pass way too easily. Says Demo in the background, opening up the space for Knight, who will put Secret back in front.
Yeah, Team Secret learning a lot of lessons from the last series, and certainly happy to teach the lessons that they were doling out in that series as well. Their demos and the quality of them were sublime, and yet another moment where Crew left with one person in defense. Usually it's fine, but Team Secret know exactly how to strike whilst the iron's hot. It's a very quick response after a quick response from Crew, and it really does feel, Mark, like we are very much picking up where we left off.
Have we ordered back and forth? Because that is what the waiter is currently serving up. Secret, normally happy and content with soaking up pressure, being a little bit more passive, letting the opponent come to them. But they've seen in that upper bracket final, they've seen at the Winter Major in San Diego, that that is not a way that you can allow yourself to play against Crew, because they will use the space that's given to them way more effectively than anyone else here in South America. They're doing that again. Brad to the backboard. Sadness is there to save it away.
Both of these teams, both of the series in which Crew has won, they have gone the distance. A Game 5 at the Winter Major, Game 7 earlier today, and you rightly bring up the potential scenario on the horizon. If Team Secret were to go and win this particular series, they go on to bracket reset. It's going to be another helping between two teams in fine Vettel, and with less than 2 minutes left on the clock, Team Secret pushing more for a third than Crew are for an equalizer.
Crew struggling, especially with the physicality coming out of Secret right now in their final third. A lot of bumps, a lot of demo attempted by Team Secret, wanting to negate any sort of man advantage that you would normally have on defense, as Rafinha finds a big bump himself, a demo even, on the aerial attacker, leaving the Secret attack stranded. Is now in a counter-attack himself in that 1v1, but KV1 does well to defend it, gets it away into the safe zone. Soft double commit now out of Secret. You can clearly see the nerves are showing for them, but the nerves are calm enough right now.
6 seconds and change left on the clock. Here's Drafinho. Dribbling forward, KV1 intercepts and picks up possession for himself. Into the midfield, flip reset, sad set back. Brad looking for the snipe. Oh, what a snipe it is. Bottom pocket, far side.
2 shots, 2 goals. The man that cannot miss strikes again and threads the needle through Sad and Knight to find the equalizer for Crew, who once again will not relent, who once again have the drive, have the motivation, have the hunger to dethrone Team Secret off the top spot of South America, as they've done before. Drops in a promising position, drops to drop it in the back of the net. 3-2, Crew turn it around.
Today we're living in South America, but Crew, they feel a little bit Greek. Everything that they touch seems to turn to gold. The Midas touch for Crew Esports, completely changing the narrative of this opening game for my money, Mark. Looked like Secret for all the world were going to go on to get this first game win, and yet, what a resilient little outfit we've got here. Might do KV1 with a hop, skip, and a jump, almost defying belief to skip through the entire defense. But here's KV1 again for a shot near post. This time it's Brett on defensive duties.
Brett not only in offense, but on defense as well, incredibly valuable to his Crew Esports side, but they're gonna have to try another amazing save this time from Drafinho, as Crew is holding on by a thread, but holding on nonetheless here against the last-ditch effort from Secret. A long shot, trying to catch out the team in rotation, but Brad's gonna collect the double tap, missed. Drafinho able to get it clear, and with that, Crew Esports, Relic, they have done what they did in the upper final. They open up the scoring and they open up a lead, 1-0.
This one's significantly tougher, but peek those shot counters, folks. 3 shots on target, 3 goals. Ooh. That is a shot conversion rate to be proud of as a team. Every single time that they found themselves in front of net, they made Secret pay. This really is, Fish, the one that got away from Team Secret. It is a heartbreaking, a tragic way to open the series in many regards. Team Secret, I don't think, should be too downhearted. However, they still played really, really well. Just tighten up those ratchet joints in the defense. Make sure that you are fully committed to that effort rather than trying to look 2 steps ahead. I know you kind of have to with Crew in the way that they play, but these are fine margins we're talking about. If you want to be Sam winners here in the Spring Open today, tonight, wherever you might be in the world, you got to play like one of the best teams in the world.
You got to have that confidence, that air about you that, you know, there's some others that want to take your throne. Good. I don't care that you want to nick that throne away from me. You have to sort of play with that arrogance, especially if you are Secret, especially if you were so bloody good during the entirety of the winter split, but it's sort of falling away from them. The question though, Relic, is can it be replicated? Is 100% shooting accuracy for Crew anything that they can rely on?
No. Simple as no. I mean, if they were able to score a goal with every shot that they had in a series, that has to be an RLCS record, 100%. In fact, I'm pretty sure the record must be more like, I don't know, like 60 to 70% of shots going in or something like, and that is an incredible performance in of itself. However, we need to see how the teams apply their practice on the field in game number 2. I think there's going to be a lot to be said of how Secret respond, because like I was mentioning earlier, they weren't playing badly. In fact, quite the opposite. I thought they were playing magnificently. It's just those individual moments that have gone against them. And I think you kind of allude to it perfectly. If we have a similar sort of Crew performance, they are not getting out with a win. There's simply no way, surely.
I mean, it would be an interesting strategy from Crew, but I don't think it's a strategy where Crew necessarily excels at, with the way that they're set up, with the way that they want to apply themselves. It's sort of a clash of the playstyles this game on. It's sort of like a mirror match where Secret was the team that's more pushing. Secret was the team that is wanting to get more active, and Crew happy to sit back, happy to wait for the openings to present themselves to then hard punish down that. Sort of Crew was playing the Team Secret style, against Team Secret.
Now, we should also mention, since it has been a little bit of a lengthy break between games, this isn't actually a tactical timeout. Server, just making sure that everything is nice and stable for that competitive integrity. We do love to see it, but it does at least offer both sides, actually, I would say, a nice break to analyze for both sides, really, what went wrong for Team Secret. How do we make sure that that defense is just that little bit better to ensure that what happened just then doesn't happen again? For Crew, I think there's actually a lot more on the table to analyze, Mark, because I'm in total agreement with you. That is not a long-term strategy to live by. I mean, Crew is all about playing on the front foot, and in many senses, I guess it's about finding the adaptation as they did in that first series in the upper bracket final. How do you continue to evolve your game? Eventually, surely, the tools in the toolbox are going to run out.
I'm not so sure about that one, mate. The tools seem to be pretty infinite to me. If I'm looking at Crew and the way that they are constantly evolving themselves, the way that they're constantly being unpredictable to their opponents, it's sort of like you start a new game and you don't know which Crew you're going to get. Are you going to get the offensive Crew? Are you going to get the quote-unquote standard one? Or are you going to be getting the defensive because you're going to get a triple commit here from Crew? But still, Secret cannot capitalize.
Yeah, the Crew that we got in the opening 30 seconds was the commit Sudoku Crew, unfortunately. was a very bizarre decision. They somehow get away with it. So I guess you might as well count your lucky stars whilst they're still hanging in the sky. Team Secret, unfortunate from their perspective not to go 1-0 up, and now it's their job to ensure that Crew Esports don't punch them where it hurts. And quite frankly, with Brad on the scene, you're always going to be a little bit worried. Drops to the backboard, keeping possession, Knight with 100 steal, and going for the demo, but doesn't find it. Infield, Sad intercepts. Up goes Drafinho, fastest to the race, and gets to the checkered flag on time, and unfortunately gives it up to KV1, but manages to find a demo of his own on the way out, looking for a bump as well. Brad looking for the layoff, but Sad mighty at the back a number of times. A bump for good measure. Team Secret holding on defensively for now.
Holding on defensively for how long? That's a bump attempted, but the evasion came through. Another bump from Crew, really dialing up here. Getting physical, getting in Secret's face. This is the aforementioned switch off tactic. This is the aforementioned swap off playstyle from Crew Esports, and it's paying dividends. Secret at the moment not sure what to make of it. That there nearly was it. The solo play from KV1, but the bump didn't connect.
This is late series Secret versus Crew all over again. The mind games, the quality and timing of the demos. How about this for a ground pinch? Sad says none of it. Drafinho goes top pocket. Knight bats it away. Brad, right amount of power, wrong amount of accuracy. Demo in the midfield, this time on drops. Quick spin around from Drafinho. The 180 at least clears the lines nicely. Picks up the 100 fortuitously. Another demo for Brad. Looks for more blood. Knight goes into the middle of the pitch. Drafinho finds a way through. Oh my goodness, almost sneaks it in. And somehow Crew Esports haven't come away with the goal.
We've seen 1.5 games, but I feel like we've seen 3 games worth of content. As now there's an overcut.
Oh my
KV1, are you kidding me, man?
KV1 got KV none in that particular scenario. Going low, though, is Knight. Team Secret should and most certainly definitely will be 1-0 up if it continues. Oh no, it's not! Brad from the heavens! Angelic in stature! 2 minutes left on the clock. KV1 again! Unbelievable scenes! Brad down the other way! Drafinho does he does my second touch! Oh my goodness me!
And someone just please score! For the love of all that is holy, no one on Secret nor on Crew able to punch the ball home. And we nearly find that goal to close out. Thankfully, Sad able to get it to the side. This is absolutely ridiculous. I retract my statement. We haven't seen 3 games worth of content. We've seen 5 at this point, just within that last minute of gameplay.
Absurdity. Absolute absurdity from both sides. I mean, we were worried about the defensive frailties of both sides and how that could affect things going forward. Absolutely no worries anymore. Some astonishing defensive plays. And of course, it had to go through Brad on Crew Esports, as if enough praise has already been sung unto hither. minute left. Infield looking for drops, and again, Team Secret do well to try and turn this around and throw it back in Crew's face. But once again, they try to go through the corner. Not gonna work. Nice pinch out to the far corner now. Team Secret back in home territory. Over one goes KV1. Beats out a second goes KV1. Brad waiting, meandering on the line. Isn't getting a call here. Eventually matches up, but Sad's moving forward as well. Going to that backboard. Sees Infield Knight, but completely misses the play. Bumps Trofino, but the attack comes to a close.
Brad trying to flip reset his way over KV1, but this time KV1 has got the challenge, and the infield's not going to be outplayed again. Crew Esports counting their lucky start, but so honestly, it's Team Secret. The counterattacks have been there for Crew. Brad is now trying to find a late opener here off game 2. Another shot at the near post saved away by Knight. And as soon as we go over to this 1 second mark, the ball's gonna surely touch the ground. No, it's gonna stay alive. Trofino into his own corner, blocked by KV1 this time. We will have the overtime. But my God, what a game. This has already been one for the history books. Can it find its conclusion? Oh! KV1 has got his opponent in his pocket. 50s, no fakes. His way through drops. 1-0, Secret equalize.
He's the man who should have really put Team Secret up with an open net miss. He's going to be wiping sweat off his brow after that one, that's for sure. And that overtime didn't even give me any time to say, you know what, I bet this is actually going to be quite a short one after the deadlock that we had there in game number 2. An outstanding game of Rocket League. That's one of the best 1-0 wins that you will ever see, just in terms of mechanic, talent, communication, defensive steel. Brilliant from both sides, but crucially, of course, for Team Secret Markfish, they now have that 1 apiece equalizer in the series. They're back on level terms.
We can all take a moment to relax. We can all take a moment to have a deep, deep breath, because the absolute chaos of game 1 has ended.
My goodness. Right. And into game 3, by the way. We keep on moving.
Yeah, game 2.
Yeah, it's unrelenting. Honestly, I'm sure both teams would be quite happy with another little server break, mostly because they could just, again, calm down and analyze what happened. Interestingly enough, though, this really was a battle of the defenses. I think we'd be talking a lot more about the offensive prowess of both sides if the defense hadn't been so good. It wasn't for a lack of interest or a lack of ideas. Both sides with some unbelievably good opportunities.
Both sides, unbelievably good opportunities, but in the end, you have to make them, you have to score them, you have to convert them. And Secret able to find that overtime winner. Secret able to find that last-ditch effort.
So into game number 3 then. Another 5 minutes up on the clock. Are we going to have another deadlock? Well, certainly not if Team Secret continue to throw this one back. Drops. Up against KV1. Manages to do enough. Trofino on the scene now. Trofino going for the near post, I should say, sorry. Up goes Brad immediately on the scene. Sad forced into a quick reaction, forcing double commits all over the gaff. Our Crew Esports eager for that first goal breakthrough. But able to clear the lines here, Team Secret, as they manage to move their way into the orange half at the very least. Crew Esports now moving forward. Or at least trying to move forward, I should say. Team Secrets trying to sow chaos as much as they can. And it seems like we do have a little bit of a deadlock here. Don't you worry, folks. Markfish will be back with us in due time. As a little slicer there from Drops isn't going to threaten much.
No threatening here. Currently coming out of Team Secret after trying to move it into offense. Knight once again tasked with finding something for Secret. And I mean, yeah, I may have had some sort of technical difficulties, but I'm back. I'm back now, and I'm waiting to see how this one actually pans out, because this series is honestly so amazing.
As the old cliche goes, blink and you'll miss it. You don't want to be missing any moment of this series, folks. If you are here for the first time at the Rocket RB, do not forget to follow. If you're feeling fancy, please feel free to subscribe. Plenty more English casted content here for your RLCS Mina and Sam needs. And that casted content includes Knight with the go-ahead for Secret.
Knight takes the 1-0. Sad, what a dunk that, not just once, but twice. Does he find the dunk, and Knight able to slot it home over Trofino, over the head, away into that orange goal. It's Jaffinho. Now on the kickoff, and now it's Crew once again having to fight back from behind. They've done that quite well in game 1 and game 2. They didn't quite get the opportunity to on account of their great defense. But it's not really a consistent strategy. You can't just play like that you want to go down. You can't play and you can't lure your opponent consistently into that sort of safety if you're Crew. Woo! And they nearly proved me wrong here.
Quality of the shot is extraordinary, isn't it? How about Jaffinho underneath KV1? Oh my goodness, finds the flip reset, but not enough power on that second hit, most crucially. Knight able to throw it away. How about Drops looking for a dunk on Knight? Goes sideways, good idea. Managing to find their way to the halfway line, not for long. Going through the middle, Brad looking for blood, again doesn't find any. KV1 backboard, Sad lying away. How about Knight? Oh, it's a little chip. Oh, it's a bump. Oh, it's saucy. Get the condiments out. Team Secret 2-0.
Out of nothing, out of nowhere. Jaffinho had the save, but KV1 said, no, you're not having that. I'm sorry. You want that save? That is an interesting thought that you're having in your mind there, Jaffinho. I'm not allowing that to fester in your mind. You're going to get bumped out of the way. And with that, it is Crew Esports who have to look down the barrel of a 2-0 deficit. It might be even 3 Drops, able to get it to the side.
It was a very stiff game, I want to say, for the opening half of Crew Secret game number 3. But after that secret opener, you can definitely tell the confidence is once again beginning to course through their veins. How about that from a doink from Brad? KV1 at least on hand, quickly onto the scene to throw it away. Drops, beats out 2, back into a dangerous area, and there's Knight again near post. Drops, that's once again into a dangerous area. But, I mean, I say they're too slow to the punch. It's difficult to react when Secret are on their case. Is Brad again, moving forward. And KV1 with the chip. Through the corner, I should say, through the wall. And KV1 with another 100 boost. Moving in field, double touch. And again, it's Crew on the line. But really, the momentum shifting in favor of Secret with every second that goes by.
The momentum is just clearly in their favor because they have just a tiny bit more confidence. They just have that tiny bit of extra time to get that read. They're just positioned perfectly to use a speed advantage or a relative speed advantage in comparison to Crew, who are more often than not beaten to the ball, who are more often than not just struggling to keep up here with Team Secret, with the position, with the pace that they're going to bring, that they're bringing to the table at the moment. KV1 semi-loose ball from Jaffinho. He still does well to get a 50-50. Knight to follow it up. Flip reset acquired as well. It Drops, able to get it clear.
It's just not working out for Crew this time around, is it? There's so many times that you can try and find a way through a defense before you got to realize that your Secret have just got your number on this occasion, and as if to really just hammer home that point, a complete collapse in the defense. We can break this one down where Drops has responsibility, completely whiffs it. KV1 can't miss. Well, I mean, he can miss, but he doesn't miss. It's helped into the back of the net, of course. This a very, very dour beating for Crew Esports. Marks Team Secret going from strength to strength.
And Drops, I mean, at the backboard, it's such a difficult position to be in. He has to respect Sad's touch. He has to respect that there might be a redirect coming. And when it doesn't, he looks stupid, but in the end, there's nothing he can do from that position. And KV1, as you said, no real opportunity that he's going to miss 2 open nets in 2 consecutive games. Secret, just able to put the pedal to the metal, able to just find more of an improvement, and most importantly, find their shooting boots again, find their shooting accuracy, and making the otherwise very, very solid Crew Esports defense look foolish.
Ultimately, Crew coming out with more shots on target. I mean, I say more shots, more shot on target, 10-9 in favor of Crew. But really, it was lacking that incisiveness. And Team Secret doing a really good job at avoiding the bumps and the demos throughout that entire 5-minute period. I guess in a similar way to what we were saying earlier, you can't expect to avoid every bump and demo multiple games in a row. It's just not possible. But if you're going to use up your luck, if you're looking to try and get a morale boosting win, then a 3-0 as you take the lead of the series once again in game 3, it's a pretty good time to do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Crew tried to pull out a tactical timeout now, given that that was honestly the most docile that we've perhaps seen them in terms of, again, that real clear-cut opportunity, chance-making?
They were really timid. It seemed like that. I don't know. Maybe after that complete back and forth and open battle of game 2, they were like, okay, we need to take a step back here. We need to, find what worked again in game 1. But it just didn't work. The game 1 was only won because of because of Crew's ability to score every single shot. And this time, it simply didn't happen. And they had quite a lot of them. So in game 4, I'm looking forward for Crew to go more into the aggressive side, go more into the face of Team Secret. They know that they can do it. It's just that the execution wasn't there. But now it might be. Now it is. Drafinho 1-0.
Fair play to them. They were confident, but Team Secret certainly weren't on the defense. Check this out. Brad hits the backboard. KV1. Goodness knows what distracted him. Maybe it was the nice advertisement boards outside of Utopia Coliseum. Obviously, the shop is available, all esports skins and so on. You plug whatever. Crew Esports, though, they're going to eat that one up all day long. That is a freebie marked.
That's a free gift for Crew, and that's a free gift that they're certainly going to take as there's a team bomb coming out between Sad and Knight, just crisscrossing each other's path. Luckily, no further damage done to the Team Secret defense. This Drops able to just take control, take it slow, and now Crew can just really play with that lead. And we've seen the midfield control they're able to exert it, but if it wasn't for Knight, who's now dropping onto it, Drops has to come from below to get it clear.
Oh, very scary moment there. Double commit force gets the job done at least. Sad waiting, and Brad throws it sideways. Although sideways, it really is the only way that Crew Esports can look at the moment. Team Secret enacting that vice grip that they've become very well known for, especially on the counter-attack, but there's no counter-attacking about this. It's all them. Oh, what an angle that would have been. Impossible, some might say, certainly for that particular incident. Drafinho at least throws it into the other side of the pitch, and I tell you what, if that had been on target, that would have been another freebie.
Would have been another freebie, another overcommit out of Team Secret, and those are the overcommits as Crew at the moment are currently trying to bait from Secret. Maybe that is the way that they want to entangle this Secret side. As now they're trying to transition down the length of the pitch. Brad able to get it back clear into that blue half. KV1, no second touch gained. Of course, only one drops it into the middle. Drafinho waiting patiently, not wanting to commit, but that leaves a lot of space to work with for Knight.
Oh my goodness, very scary moment there for Brad as he was bumped potentially into a teammate. That's certainly what Team Secret was going for. Drafinho demoing Sad, and a miss for Knight means that this one's going right back into the blue half of the field. Sad recycles this to KV1, throws it up high. Another team bump for Team Secret. Drafinho calling off his teammate here, moving forward with some certain aplomb to it, but unfortunately, with no support in the wings, there was nothing more to come of it. How about Brad now? Flip reset. Oh, it's beautiful. Hits the crossbar, and Drops arrives too late on the scene. How about Drafinho? Goes high, hits the ceiling, and away to the side it goes. Unfortunate as we hit halftime.
Yeah, Brad just gets that second touch of the flip reset, and that just sends it slightly too high. But again, it's another Secret overcommit. This time not punished as severely by Crew Esports. No long shot coming in powerful enough. But Secret have to be wary of those overcommits. Secret have to be wary of Crew Esports moving down the pitch quickly. Wow. As drops it bottom right.
Drop the beat, and also Drop trying to be fast in defense. Sad and KB1 looking at each other thinking, who's going to go for it? I think KB1 getting a little bit I guess he was a little bit slow on the turn. I think he was facing backwards to the ball once it hit the floor. But fair play to Drops. The call was made. Drafinho was confident that it would hit the floor. It does. The placement was excellent. And that is some much-needed daylight for Crew Esports. Not exactly time to relax, Marked Fish, but certainly time to celebrate that they are back on form.
Back on form, but a 2-0. I usually describe it as the most volatile lead in Rocket League. One goal, and it doesn't suddenly, all of a sudden, it doesn't look as pretty anymore as it would have before. 2-0, that one goal would give Team Secret so much momentum. Yeah, Crew have to try to hold on for as long as possible, even try to get a third, try to bait another overcommit out of Secret, trying to knock on the door, but the door is not going to be answered now.
Yeah, you get the distinct impression that Secret trying a little too hard with their big brain plays. Well, sometimes the brain can be a very deceiving beast. It can give you euphoria. It can Oh, sell you a tale of woe and harm and all sorts of nasty things, and Team Secret certainly falling into a bit of a pit right now. 60 seconds left, still no goals scored. They've been the architects of their own downfall in many ways, but can they find themselves the foundations to build something back up? Well, certainly not with this Nick. Drafinho 3-0.
Drafinho just too quick, and Knight, that touch, not ideal, just a little bit too far in front for Sad to latch onto. Drafinho saw it and had the confidence in himself, had the read from the seeing down, had the speed to get it done as well. Everything from that goal is something that Crew Esports needs to take further as we will head into that game 5 very much surely all squared at 2 apiece. Crew need to take this challenge from Drafinho and encapsulate it into their play and integrate it into their team dynamic.
Yeah, right now, Crew Esports, the job isn't so much surviving to win, it's making sure that they spot any early adaptations, as Team Secret will effectively be looking at this as a training exercise, trying out a couple of different things to break down this defense. I mean, also try and break down their own issues. To be fair, an issue evolving here for Crew Esports is Drops gets caught on the post, Knight drops it down, Drops unable to react, and Sad at the far post just gonna poke it in. A consolation goal for Team Secret. How much it means going forward, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
It's at least one for the morale.
Oh, what? What?
Hold on that thought. It's not one for the morale. It's one that could potentially kickstart one of the greatest comebacks we've ever seen here, Relic.
Here I thought Arsenal were going to be the biggest bottle jobs on this fine Sunday evening, and yet we could see a 3-0 lead go down the drain over the course of 30 seconds. Crew Esports, well, they can't be comfortable now. They've got to do their due diligence. I mean, that was almost a fourth. Team Secret throwing the kitchen sink and then some. Here's a final attack opportunity, though. Knight closed down at the midfield line. Sad sees KV1 round the corner. Oh, miscommunication. The shot opportunity was there. And that really has been the story of game number 4. Team Secret doing themselves a disservice.
Can you imagine they actually hit that nasty pinch? And it just absolutely clangs in top right, 160 kph. And that is the way you equalize this series. The scenes, the absolute scene, the brokenness on the side of Crew Esports would have been surreal, but for now, we don't have to concern ourselves with that because Crew, however close it may have been at the end, they do hold on.
Yeah, just about. I mean, quite frankly, I do want to have another look at this. Oh, we're not going to have a replay of that last opportunity. That's a shame. I don't even think they were going for a pinch. I think KV1 was screaming, I got a shot. I'm honest, and to be quite frank, that close to the goal, a pinch is going to have less chance of going in than just a straight shot, especially when you're teed up perfectly with your front bumper. That's the most velocity you can get on the ball, is hitting it clean. That's a shame. But Crew Esports, they get away with it. And if there was any sort of mechanism to just, warn them that you can't get complacent, that you got to be alert at all times, that was it. This might just be a silver lining for them, honestly.
This was the one punch that it didn't knock him out, but it definitely got them to wobble. And that was just a tiny little bit. They suddenly feel a bit flat on their feet, as Secret showed them that the heavyweight champions still have a fight in them. As we move on to Wasteland Night once again here, Relic, with Crew Esports and Team Secret both still having their timeout as well. So whoever loses this game, I think we're going to definitely see a timeout.
Yeah, 100%. It's worth it, especially if it's Crew Esports taking that third win. They'll be on to match point. They will be on to spring open point, more crucially. A reminder, if you're just joining us, if Team Secret do go on to win this best of 7, then they reset the bracket. We go again for another best of 7. You got to wonder how Crew would feel in that scenario. It's certainly a scenario that they do not wish to reach. They're the ones who've looked closest to scoring early on in game number 5, but Team Secret slowly but surely starting to get a feel for things.
Slowly but surely finding their footing here on the Wasteland. Maybe Knight once again can find his Sandman magic, using the Wasteland field as his main resource, putting a Crew to bed. But that obviously will not be easy. Knight into his own corner, Sad, to just secure the boost, Brad. taking over for his team, for Crew, as the orange side is able to sustain some sort of offensive life, but it's not enough to force any sort of dangerous opportunities.
Excellent resource lockdown here for Team Secret in the midfield, taking out Drafinho as well. It's going to be Sad going sideways and straight into the path of Brad. Not got much boost to use, but 2v1, you wouldn't bet against him. Knight closes it down. Sad now on the move. Sees Knight, and I think he was looking for the shot. Ends up being something between a shot and a cross. Nobody there to receive it anyway. How about that for a bump? Sad in field, denied at the near post. Goes crossfield, center, trying to find Drafinho. Finds Drafinho, back on target, potentially. KV1 has to pop it up and away just to be safe. Drafinho looking to recycle, but Knight's already on it. Looking for a shot, finds the shot, finds the goal. Team Secret lead.
Team Secret lead, and of course it's Knight to gallop forward into the offense to find the shot, find the opening, a lot of space to work with, and a well-placed shot right into Crew Esports' heart. 1-0, 2:53 left on the clock, and not gonna lie to you, Relic, I think this first goal for Secret might be one of the biggest they've scored this entire series.
Most certainly. Crew looking way more likely to score in that opening section. And yeah, Rocket League is a funny game. And certainly the more that you can lean into the comedy, the better. A demo in field, batted away by Crew Esports, but it's Route 1 Rocket League. No one ready to receive. That's not Crew Esports playstyle. This certainly is. Drops. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, he comes from above and drops it down perfectly. Perfectly placed from drops underneath Sad overnight. Finds the middle between the two, and again it's an early equalizer here for Crew. Again, it is Crew Esports that is not taking no for an answer, that is not willing to go down and just forfeit to a Team Secret lead. Always able to fight back, always able to find something and to dig deep and to make their opportunities happen.
Worth keeping in mind, of course, the grand picture of the points rankings, not just about the major, of course, for Boston. The spring major should be a really exciting occasion, but world championships as well. The wild card place very much on offer. Looks like it is going to go to Sam, at least one of them. And, you know, if you're Crew, you don't want to be in a wild card spot. You want to be auto qualifying. I think certainly already they're going ahead of Ninjas in Pajamas based on the points differential just for getting second. But imagine, just imagine if they were going to get first. That would be more points gained on our points leaders, Team Secret.
Secret do have a healthy points gap at the very front, but not having won that Winter Invitation and having lost quite a few points in regards to Crew at that Winter Major cost them dearly. And now Crew suddenly, if they can string together a good spring split here, are within striking distance as Drops wants to lay the foundation for that with a first Spring Open victory here for Crew Esports. Brad, beaten by Knight, Drops again in his own corner, but the pressure from Team Secret is just sublime. Crew Esports really struggling to break out meaningfully.
There have only been 3 winners in 22-23 in the SAM region. Ninjas in Pajamas, previously known as the club, Team Secret, and Crew Esports. Crew with the least amount of wins. It's just the one for them in the full cup, and even then it wasn't versus NIP or indeed Team Secret. It was versus Xseed, underdogs. Some might say surely it was gifted to them, but I think now we can all see this is a team worthy of being called a top 3 threat in SAM. We got a big 3, potentially a big 4 with the emergence of Error. You've got Xseed and W7M waiting in the wings. And you had Team Secret waiting in the wings there to potentially pounce upon an open net, but it's not to be, not for now. Seconds left, potentially overtime on the horizon. If KV1 can be denied, he can. How about Sad? Pops it up, goes, oh, he doesn't even get the chance to go infield. Brad intercepts, Knight finds no one. It's our second overtime of the series.
Second overtime, the first, of course, resulting in a kickoff goal win for Team Secret. Could be one again here with KV1 taking control, but as a confident challenge out of Drafinho, who's now combining himself with Drops. 2-1, and what a win for Crew.
It's tiki-taka. It's stuff that you'd see on the street. Bang, bang, bosh, it's Drops. Sad. Could he go any quicker? I don't think he could. Crew onto match point. Crew onto tournament point.
What an important goal, and what a way to score it as well. Straight out of the streets. As you said, it's the beautiful football move to see. And of course, Relic, it is going to be the timeout for Secret.
They have to. They simply have to. They started this game so-so. I would say Crew was the better team. Secret then get into it. 1-1. Crew find that equalizer. And how about that? It's another sub 15-second overtime. This time in favor of Crew. They got to look at this chance, Markfish, and they simply have to seize it. Because if they don't, they offer Team Secret that glimmer of hope. Not just in Game 7, but of course that potential bracket reset.
They have to win 2 on the trot here. And interesting dynamic. We didn't actually see a timeout being called in that upper bracket final between Crew Esports and Team Secret, if I remember correctly.
There was one by Secret. Oh, no, was it?
No,
was it one by Secret?
No, I don't think there was. At least Secret certainly didn't use theirs. I think. Yeah,
it was Crew. It was Crew.
Yeah,
used their
okay,
tactical timeout.
Yeah. Okay. Crew used it, but Secret didn't. Even after Crew won that Game 6. So for me, this just means that Secret know that they have to use it now. They have no other choice than to use it here against Crew. They have to. They're resorting to their last straw, so to speak. In the upper bracket final, they thought they could do it without. Here, they know they can't do it without breaking that momentum.
Yeah, in terms of the quality of Rocket League, I think we've seen an understandable drop. There was a lot of effort put into that first series. And so now it's about getting what you can, really. It's about picking off those goals which are obvious, and if you can find a way, as we saw from Crew there, to really put on some beautiful Rocket League, then why not? You've got the skill and the caliber to be able to achieve that. But really, it's not about how they go in, Marked. As long as they do go in is the important point. And as good old Bob feasts on his ramen, Neo Tokyo awaits. We could have ourselves a Spring Open champion in the next 5 minutes.
We have been here before in the upper bracket final. It was Secret leading after 5, and Crew coming back to score twice in a row. But Bob will see a dish that's served often, well, painfully, to their opponent. It's the counter-attack from Crew right into the Secret.
They throw their cards onto the table. Crew comes up with the Joker. And they are laughing, especially if they can get a second kickoff goal. Drops doesn't quite get the pinch off KV1. And Jaffinho ends up losing out here as well. KV1, Knight, Brad not in a great starting position. Oh, readjusted, but managed to get bumped out of the way. Team Secret continue to assault this net. And again, Crew Esports put up a massive fence that says no trespassers.
I don't know which fence is actually bigger. The one that Crew Esports is building in its net, or the one that goes right way across Australia in the Western Territory. Both seemingly massive, seemingly infinite. The problem for Crew is they have to hold on not against some rabbits. They have to hold on against a very, very angry Team Secret. It's going to put everything on them. More like a bear that you have poked.
Geography, not exactly my favorite subject in school, but I can tell you this much. Team Secret are going to have to run worlds around Crew Esports now in order to find themselves with a chance of progressing this series to that game number 7, because Crew, if they want to, can attempt to try and sit on this. Parking the bus, dangerous, especially with the lion's share of 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. However, they can put more focus into defense. They've got that go-ahead goal, but Sad, with a beautiful solo effort, throws all those thoughts out the window.
KV1 sets up Knight, and then it's the fake. It's the perfect communication from Secret. It looked like a double commit, but they worked it out there and then, in the moment. Sad recovering, and, I mean, as a defender, you're looking at that and you're thinking, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. They probably didn't know what they're doing themselves. So how can you defend something that not even the attacker knows what's going to happen exactly?
A lot of emphasis has been placed on Knight before the Spring Open as the person to very much spring open the Pandora's box to open up the scoring, but it really has been Sad for me. A Team Secret leader, someone who really does manage to clutch up and give them another chance when it seems like all of their goes have run out. How many more coins do you have in the purse, Team Secret? Well, they're certainly lining up here, and they found it. 2-1, and Knight on hand.
Knight is there when his team needed him the most. It's a great 50-50 though from Sad, and Knight, the cheek, the absolute cheek, to go behind his opponent, to go for the tighter angle against the way of momentum. It's a difficult shot to pull off, though. If you do, it is literally unsavable. Knight demonstrating that, and Secret move ahead.
All right, Crew forced to come out of their shell a little bit now. Will they be allowed to? Team Secret continue to grow. Just when you think you've seen the last of them, they find a second wind, and a third, and a fourth, until they are a hurricane force. Not to be confused with Gale Force, of course. And for those of you who remember, I might not like geography that much. I do love my history, and history says that Team Secret at least has the advantage. 7-1 it is now in this rivalry. Or sorry, 7-2 I should say, in this rivalry with the one played earlier. But Crew Esports, they have 2 minutes to find one, and that is certainly a very plausible task.
And in the history of this series, if we're talking about that, Crew Esports have never won against Secret on any map other than Champions Field. This would be the first time that they close out a series before going the maximum distance. But Secret definitely do not want that to happen, as Drafinho is going to work a lot to gain a couple of inches on that left side. Drops now on his defense line, able to just at least get it past one, but the second one, KV1, is just in the way, and he's going to be a nuisance once again, finding the demo and hunting and harassing Drops as well.
It was a sacrificial clear, though, with the angle of which the Destructor was coming onto the play. That ball was always going to be cleared, but not for long. You're down one player. You immediately turn over possession. KV1 gets over Brad. KV1 looking for that far pocket. And there's enough of a piece of it taken out there. Drops able to relieve the pressure, but time running out, Muckfish. 60 seconds less than to find one. Crew Esports will happily take an overtime from this scenario.
Crew Esports will happily just take the over, but the first gonna have to get there's a good demo on third man from Drafinho. Can he fight the pass? He can fight the pass to Drops. Tries to 50 his way through, but in the end lacks the boost to position his car perfectly for that very purpose. Secret again moving out and trying to get the final shot on goal. Do they find it? They do, but Brad once again finds a save.
Right, 30 seconds less than now, of course. Crew Esports, they got to counter-attack with a little more vigor, with a little more pace. It's no point being clever. You simply got to put the ball into the back of the net. That's how Rocket League works. Drafinho denied by Knight, who runs away, who sees an open net, who doesn't score it, but the burning of the clock has been achieved nonetheless. It's got to be a Hail Mary. Drops, taking it slow, tries to go over KV1. KV1 actually bumped out the way, but there's Knight ready to receive, spikes it down. We're heading to Champions Field. It's a theoretical, a technical, a beautiful game 14 between these two today.
What else? What else could it have been, Relic, other than Champions Field? Crew tried their game one strategy again. Just 2 measly shots registered because, quite frankly, they just stopped playing after scoring that opener. They just were so set on turtling up in their shell. They were so set on just keeping that 1-0 lead that they didn't consider that Secret had it in them to come back once again.
Yeah, there are some teams that can control the game at 1-0. Unfortunately, you're looking at one of them though, Team Secret. And more importantly, Team Secret, I've seen something very different from them today in that they like to adapt. They like to see the opponents that are in front of them, and rather than just standing steadfast by their tactic of defend, counter-attack with quality. I'm not saying that they are a purely defensive team. They do counterattack with quality, but they've actually played on the front foot. Okay, it's led to a little, defensive frailty here and there, but I think that the upshot is that they can go toe-to-toe with the Crew roster in the best form of their life. This is a team that continues to grow on screen in front of our very eyes, but can they take that final maturing step here? Can they win another Game 7 tonight? 5 minutes on the clock.
5 minutes on the clock. The camera zooming on the American flag, hopefully not foreshadowing another SAM team leaving for North American adventures, as SAM has bled too many of those quality teams to NA. SAM region, though, still kicking strong with Team Secret and Crew, giving it absolutely everything. And giving us a 14th game in their second best-of-7 series today.
It's been it's a quality region. It's been a quality regional. What a way to kick off the spring split for SAM. And considering that we had bad tournaments for Exceed and W7M, by the way, incredible depth within South America as things stand. But these two teams got to dig deep now. They got to find a go-ahead goal. KB1's found a demo, most crucially, trying to wait out Brad, but Brad reads it like a book. Sad gonna reinitiate the play, but gets bumped out the way. And I think right now for Crew especially, it's just about surviving this first minute and a half, 2 minutes or so, Fish, and then let the guns a-blazing.
Let the guns ablaze, and let them blaze up sooner rather than later. We know how much this team of Crew Esports just feeds on that confidence, feeds on the reads, feeds on the sort of ego challenges that they want to set, the aggressiveness that they want to bring to the table. As right now, Drops is showcasing just exactly that, being a nuisance to deal with for KV1, but KV1 and Knight, in the end, they deal with him beautifully. Knight, though, demoed away, so no follow-up for this secret attack.
They are getting crucial 100 steals here, our Team Secret. Slowly but surely dwindling down the resources of Crew Esports, and then with every big challenge like this at the midfield line, it just forces Crew Esports further and further back. Just look at this on the back foot. Oh, it's a free shot for KV1, denied by all three players. Drafinio gets the credit for the save. Less than 3 minutes left, and they are stuck between a rock and a hard place, but that is a well-worthy challenge there. Clears the lines, again, adds a little bit of relief. They can refill their boost tanks as much as they delight in. Drafinio taking out KV1 as well. Oh, which way is this going to go, Fish? I cannot decide.
I don't know. Currently, Secret is really passing the eye test. Currently, Secret is looking like the team that just wants it a tiny bit more. KV1 trying to dunk his way through. Drafinio gonna have to clear to the side. Finds Brad in the corner. That's a really smart clear. He takes his time. He knows that he's not challenged, and he actually uses his teammate to his advantage.
There is no more throw everything at it. Ooh, that came scarily close to going in. Crew Esports fans look away in horror. We're changing genre here on the RLCS. Musty flick. And Sad deals with it beautifully. Drafinio is a little chip. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Can't believe it got that far. Infield pass. No one ready to receive except Sad. Doesn't exactly get a great clearance himself, though. Drops. Sees Brad. Goes infield. And Brad on the same wavelength. What about Drafinio? Well, he loses out. Brad forced back to the midfield line. The bumps and the melee enough to keep Team Secret shackled for now.
The Secret are still shackled, and they're slowly but surely running out of resources. That waterfall's going to do it to them. Drafinio, 1-0 late scorer for Crew.
It's a so-so clearance. And with Knight caught on the very back of his goal, with Sad in no man's land on the backboard, it's all down to Drafinio. And he buries it. 98 seconds. Crew Esports with a lead. They can taste the spring open, and it's not going to go in. Oh, yes, it is. It's a goal for Drafinio.
And that goal, it might be golden. You said it before, Illig. We might be in South America, but this has a distinct Greek touch to it. The Midas touch from Crew Esports. 2 goals in about 10 seconds to open up a late lead here on Champions Field. Is this Secret's kryptonite?
They have never beaten Secret in such a high-stakes scenario with big RLCS points on the line, but they're going to get a third. Brad with the seal on the statement.
Signed, sealed, delivered. But has it been received by Team Secret, or have they put the envelope straight into the shredding machine? They've tried it before, the 3-goal comeback in game number 4. They fell short, but they scored 2. Crew need to know, they have to know that they need their wits about them, as there's another shot being saved by Drops.
I wish that we'd not had the smoke screen in front of us, because that looked like an
I was guessing.
outstanding save from Brad. KB1 looks for the player, and how many times we've seen this from Secret? It worked for a number of games, but when you follow the same rule book, you're gonna get caught out. Loopholes are going to be discovered. Crew Esports, the great adventurers, looking as good as they ever have done. Hit the backboard once again. It's drops. It's KB1 denying him, but 30 seconds is not a lot of time to find 3.
Secret have to find the first one here and now. But it seems like the Enigma machine, it has been decoded. Crew took a crash course taught by Alan Turing and have found their way through the maze of Secret. They are beaten. They are not beaten once. They are beaten twice by Crew Esports. A worthy winner, a distinct winner of your Sam Spring Open.
We got a big 3, folks. We have got a big 3. Learn the name of Crew Esports. They don't just overtake NIP into second place in the points rankings. Team Secret, gotta start looking in those wing mirrors. Gotta start turning that head to look over your shoulder. Because what a statement win from Crew Esports. Not just once, of course, you rightly say, twice in 2 best-of-7s that go the distance. Crew Esports find a way to beat them in both. This is a very, very important